morning. How we doing? How we doing today? Sorry for the late start. Today was the first day of school for my kids. So we had school. We had the school fever going on this morning. Overall, it was a quick. My kids are 8, 9 years old. So they're in 3rd and 4th grade. And then I got a child going into 7th grade. So we've done this before, but it's still a big deal with your kids going to school. It's the end of summer. It's the beginning of school. So we're getting back into the swing of things. So we are live on the Nasdaq. We're going to be reviewing price action today. So we are a little late getting started, but I'm excited for what we got going on today. We just hit this breaker on the 5-minute. You can see this breaker delivered beautifully and started selling off. I took a couple small 10-handle trades in here, so I did get a little bit of profit. I'm in the green, but I'm waiting for a nice move. We got some relatively equal lows here. I think our ultimate target is going to be right down here. This is going to be our target, I believe. These are equal lows right in the new day opening gap. And I think that's a nice target. I like it. Equal lows right there. We have liquidity, low resistance liquidity here. And we got these equal lows here. And then we have the opening day gap right here. Okay. Now, this is sus. It's probably not going to come and break this low unless it's really heavy. But before we consider these, we have to wait for this to break. And right now we're in the previous day's opening day gap right here. This is Wednesday's opening day gap. We found some resistance. We bounced right on that high. So ICT talks about using these for a few days. I will use them for sure the first day, maybe the second day. That's just my personal preference. But I like how we're redelivering from these highs up to this breaker, and we basically had a nice reaction from that, and that was right before open. So that was at 9:18, and then we came down. We just inversed this. This is a nice inversion to these equal highs right here. I think that's a nice play. I'm going to do one micro contract on that. I like this. We're bouncing off the previous day high. We inversed this. We ran these lows over here. So we're going to see if this turns into something just on a micro contract. This is the inversion we're playing. It was an aggressive candle. We will close this position if we close below this low right here. That is what we're looking at. That low right there is 24 handles. Our target is going to be right here. That's where we move our stop to break even, or we take profits, and that's at 40 handles. So that's still a good chunk, still a good size. And I think I might, if we can get up here right away, I might hold for the larger move to right here. I do like these equal highs here, and it's coming back to this balanced price range right here. It doesn't have to. It could stop right here. But let's just see if we can get up to this level right here first. Okay, so we're in this trade right now. This will be 40 handles. This will be 65 handles. Okay, I'm going to hold for the longer move. There's the high right there. There's the high. I'm still in this. I'm still holding. I'm going for the higher trade. Let's see if we can pull it out here. Come on. Let's just do a quick push. Oh, no. Okay, I will have my stop to break even. My stop is right above break even, so if it stops me out, it stops me out. But I'm going for this higher move. Right here, this is the target. It's looking real nice. Let's see us push. I have my limit order set. It'll be 66 handles if we hit. This will be a nice move. Come on. And if it flirts right up here, I'll just close it. I don't care. If this closes red, I'm out. Because that means it's not running. Red, I'll close there. All right, I'm out of that trade. I didn't like this close right here. It could still run up there, but I don't want to lose my profits. I only had one micro contract, so that was a $100 move. Is it going to still run? Possibly, but this close right here really took my attention to closing that position because I didn't have multiple contracts because I did not want it to run back down here. So from right here, that's still 40 handles. So I'll take a 40 handle trade and not let it retrace back down to 0. So this is just the process of reading order flow, guys. This is how we read order flow. Right? It should run this high. It already ran this high, so it doesn't technically have to. But because we had this close right here, I don't want to risk losing all my profit, especially because I only have one contract. If I had two contracts, I would have taken size off right here, and then I would have held for that 70 handle move. But I only had one contract, so I'm not interested in messing around and losing 40 handles. I mean, 40. We're talking about 4 times what I normally go for. I usually go for 10 handles. So elated in that trade. Elated. Absolutely elated. I'm happy. Let's just see if that was a good decision. Let's see if this was a good decision based on where my break even was at. Okay? Was this a good decision to take my profit off here? Or is it going to run? I would have taken it off no matter what. If I had multiple contracts, I would still be in one contract right now. And quite frankly, my stop would probably be above my break even, so I stop out in profit. If we run this high, if we run this high right here, you could move your stop to below this order block right here, and you could hold for an even higher move. That's an option as well. Why do I say that? It's because if we close above this 1 minute fair value gap, that also tells me that's another inversion that we could be running towards these highs. But we may not get it. So we just have to read order flow, read price action, and see what price is going to give us here, okay? If you're joining, good morning. Alkai, Adzi, good morning to you. All right, so you saw that long that we took right there. Why did we take this long? We took it off of the bounce of the new day opening gap and the run on this liquidity sitting right here into this large 1 minute fair value gap with a strong reaction inversing this 1 minute fair value gap. That's the long that we took. So we had multiple confluences telling me that price may be aggressive to the upside, and I still think we're probably going to run this high. If it was going to change directions, it would have done it. It would have done it already. It would have changed directions, especially if it was manipulation. What is manipulation? This was manipulation. And what happens with manipulation? It runs one way and then quickly goes the other direction. This is hanging out here, and it's now going to run this. So you can tell what manipulation is because it quickly changes the other direction. When it slows down like this, it's making people think it's going to go the other direction, but then continues higher, okay? So there's that grab. That's a 70 handle move in the first 13 minutes of the stream. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's a good day. That's a good day. That's a great day. That's a fantastic day. Man, you can't complain on that kind of stuff. Now I just need to go 100 times the size. If I do the 100 times the size, I'll be sitting purty. Here's that push. So we inverse this. Here's another trade right there, the close of that. I just don't like how we ran 2 equal highs. It could turn around. It could turn around. So does it run that high? Yes, it does. It runs that high. So there's a trade right there. Man, price action the last few days has been absolutely phenomenal. Man, super high volatility. You got to be able to handle some drawdown with these wicks. But man, price has just been absolutely wonderful. I can't ask for better price action, to be honest. I'm closing some tabs. I have like 1 million tabs open right now. All right, there we go. I started my stream a little bit late today, and apparently everybody's gone. Not as many people tuning in. And they missed out. You took the same trade as me, but I took a tiny lot because stop was big. Yeah, I didn't take a big lot either on that, Adzi. I was also green on the day already. So there's our target again. That was a fantastic move. Do you see that's just so pretty. These are the moves, my friend. These are the moves. If you can be patient for those, you're going to be well off. Man, those are great. Such a great trade. We should call it a day. That's what we should be doing. All right, so now that we hit this high or this breaker, we're running through this breaker. I don't think we're going to find resistance here. I think we're going to go higher. Honestly, what I would like to do is I would like to go long off of this breaker. This should, the ICT's PD arrays also, all of them work in the inverse. So if this is a fair value gap, right? If it breaks through, it's an inversion fair value gap. If this is a breaker, this is an inversion breaker. So all his breakers can go long. Now, it may get more of a retracement into it, so we want to look for a change in state of delivery to go higher, or an inversion to go higher, but we want to find some type of support here and see if we can have an inversion to go higher, because I guess we could go off of here, which is a breaker. We got our low, high, lower low. We break up. Here's a fair value gap to the left. So we could go long in here and put our stop right below here. I'm not sure how effective that will be, though. Okay, you entered again. Now be careful. Sometimes when you do those enters again, you end up losing the profit that you made. If there's this would be a trade, but hopefully you didn't get in just now. I think we'll retrace here a little bit. I want to see how we react to this level. Do we find support in this fair value gap, or do we just blow right through it? These are all 1 minutes. Okay, so here's the tap into that fair value gap. Let's see if it holds or if it closes through it. Trust me, I want to go long here, but I need to see this hold. Here's the bodies. There's a close right there. Or let's see if we get. All right. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if we close in here. I would like to see a reaction higher right here. Okay, I went long in that fair value gap. Stop's already at break even. I'm up 20 handles here. Let's see if it wants to keep going higher or if it's going to just wick back down here. There we go. Let's see this push. Let's see if I can show you guys the position. Come on. Give it to me. Show it here. Come on. Please go over there right now. Come on. Oh, I don't hit it before. I'm trying to get it over. Oh my gosh. That's too pretty. What a trade. Come on. If we close red on that candle, I'm out. Up 123 ticks. I'm trying to show it to you guys here. It's not going. I'm going to take this off. 100 ticks right there. Shoot. This micro screen does not work. Man. Come on. Try that one. I'm sorry, guys. That was disappointing. I like to get these on screen, too. Okay, what did we talk about here? Let me just get this. Okay, it's not working. It's not working. All right, what did we talk about here? Why did I go long? Oh my gosh, look at that explosion. That would have been nice. That's all right. I'm happy with 30 handles. I'm happy with 30 handles. I'll take 30 handles any day. 30 handles, 100%. I mean, this market's insane right now. You have to be so careful not to overtrade. You have to be so careful not to overtrade. Holy cow. Why did we go long? Why did we go long right now? Or why did we go long at this fair value gap? This right here, this is a breaker. This is a higher time frame breaker. Okay? Right here. This was a higher time frame breaker. Let me show you on the 15-minute. It's beautiful on the 15-minute. Look at this breaker right there. Right there. Boom. High, low, higher, high. We break lower. We come into it right here. The first time we touch it right here, I went short before I started streaming. I took a small trade here. Okay? We went into this 1 minute fair value gap, and then we had an aggressive mood. I went long here. Okay? I didn't take a long here because I didn't. After we broke through this level, I said, well, there's the breaker again. Maybe this breaker will act as an inversion breaker. All of ICT's concepts work in the inversion or the inverse of what they're supposed to do as well. So if it breaks through here, we may find support. Okay? What did we do? We have a breaker here, a low, high, lower, low. We break higher, breaker right here. We also have the higher time frame breaker. Are we going to find support? We found support. We got in long at the fair value gap. Our stop basically would have been at the low of this order block, and it just went higher and got 30 handles in about a minute and a half. Just okay, I'm going to see if this is working yet. Oh my gosh, come on. I'm irritated that it doesn't pop up. The screen's not popping up. Is what it is. It's all right. It was a win. I'll take a. You know what I'll do? I'll take a screenshot. I'll take a screenshot. I want you to see the orders because this was off screen. I want you to see that it was the only trade that I took. When you look at this, you're gonna be like, this is insane. Okay. What can I do here? Oh, I know what I'll do. I'm gonna go to the big monitor. Okay, so there's the big monitor. This is my screen right here. I'm gonna drag over my micro screen. All right, so here's my micro screen. So this is the micros account that I go on, and there was the trades that I took. Okay, so I went long here right at 18,241, and we sold way at the bottom of this here. I sold only here. We had this whole candle here, but I sold there, and that was at 18,269. So from 41 to 69. So 28 handles is what that trade was right there. Ain't complaining. I'm grateful. What's up, Ryan? What's up, broski? Dude, trading's been insane. Did you catch what we just did? I went short when we hit this breaker before I started streaming. I took about a 20 handle win going down. Took a 20 handle move going down. I took this inversion for 40 handles. This candle, I got out on this candle right here because I didn't like it closing red. If it was green, I was going to hold to this high. I only did one contract on that one. And then I played the inversion of this breaker in this fair value gap in line with this bullish breaker right here for another 30 handles. Nice job. Nice job. The market has been, it's been amazing. It's been amazing. It really has. I know. It kind of takes the what do you, when you're ecstatic or you're elated about something, it kind of deflates that elated feeling. It's like, okay, I guess I'm back to break even. The good news is I started trading my cash account again. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to trade my cash account. So my cash account is up about $1,500. And I'm only doing 1 micro on my cash account. 1 to 3 micros on my cash account. And with the volatility we've seen, it's just crazy. I'm like, man, if I was in a mini contract, I'd be up 10 grand. Alkai, what makes the market amazing today? Okay, it's moving up and down. It has volatility, and it has structure. Okay, meaning it's hitting key levels, it's running the other direction, it's hitting imbalances, and then it shows us our model, and then the model delivers perfectly. Okay? Ryan said it right. It's predictable. Like when you see this here, to me, I said this yesterday, Alkai, if you weren't on stream, this right here, you need to take a picture of. You need to take a picture of this right here. We run all of this low resistance liquidity. We run it aggressively. And then what do? We hit the Wednesday new day opening gap. We're inside the Wednesday new day opening gap. We come into this 1 minute fair value gap and we react. We have a reaction, and not just a reaction, we have a big reaction. We have a clear, decisive reaction into one of our models. When you see an aggressive move lower with a short period of consolidation, followed by an explosive move higher, causing an inversion with an obvious swing high, an equal high, this is like A++ type setup material. It was an immediate reaction, just like Ryan said. And it moved, and it didn't manipulate out. It didn't just go halfway and then violate this fair value gap, okay? It didn't violate the fair value gap either. Sometimes you'll get these moves and then it just closes below this, invalidating the move, but it doesn't do that. Great, fantastic price action is when it respects it and it moves. And what the cherry on top of all of this is that the volatility is high. These are not 10 handle moves. This was a 40 handle move to the break-even point, and then a 70 handle move to the equal highs. That's insanely huge compared to what we've been seeing all summer. All summer, we're getting 10, 15 handle moves, and then maybe we'll get a 30, 40 handle move at some point. We're getting day after day after day, 30, 40 handle moves. I mean, these are huge moves. And it won't make that much sense until you're in front of the charts, at least for a year. So I've been doing specifically ICT's concept for about 1.5 years now. And so I've been watching these models for 1.5 years, and now I'm seeing it dawned on me here just last week. Like, wow, the fall is the best time to trade. I understand now why people take the summers off, because you don't get the long moves during the summertime. You get more manipulation during the summertime. And these moves are insane. I mean, I see some people bragging on Twitter that they held for a 200 handle move. I mean, some of these moves are crazy. And my goal is only to get 10 handles. If I get 10 handles a day, I'm happy. I can provide for my family at 10 handles a day. That's it. So these have been absolutely fantastic. Now, I think we will find resistance at the new week opening gap. I think the draw on liquidity could be this new day opening gap sitting right here. Okay, so I think we'll run up to this new week opening gap, which also is in line with this bearish breaker. Okay, so we have a bearish breaker sitting right here. So I would say that is the draw on liquidity until it's not. You know, Ryan, I was thinking about your comment the other day about still being a rookie. And I think that is a great explanation. It actually, I think it gives permission for people making mistakes and having losses. Not that it's bad, but like when you really look at the grand scheme and the big picture, right? You had losses. I had a loss on Tuesday. And you look at the big picture of trading for the next 20 years, right? I'll easily be trading for the next 20 years. There's no doubt in my mind. I'm a year and a half in. When you look at a 20-year veteran, I'm a rookie. When you're starting out and you're learning these concepts, you're a rookie. And I think that just, when I heard that from you, I was like, you know what? That's right. It almost kind of takes the stress off of having to be perfect. Realizing that I have growth to do, that, hey, you make a mistake, you learn from it, and then you get better. I think that's a great perspective to have that new traders need to have, is they need to remember that they're rookies. And what does a rookie do? Rookie makes rookie mistakes. They make those rookie mistakes. It's like they make the mistake that you're just like, why'd you do that? Come on. You know better than that. You're like, yeah, I know. But pulling yourself out and looking at yourself in that rookie state just kind of frees you from having to be perfect and being this, elite trader, right? You're a rookie. Hey, I started early as well, Adzi, and I disregard anything that I learned prior to ICT. I don't care what I was doing before ICT. All of that was straight up gambling. It was straight up gambling. Won't do none of that crap again. I followed this guy who makes like $13,000 a day trading. And it's insane the amount of money he made, but he couldn't teach me anything. And I look back at what I was learning from him, I learned nothing compared to what I've learned with ICT. Adzi, here's what I'd say. You ask this question here real quick. Do you know why you've lost those accounts? Can you definitively answer and say you know what the problem is? If you can identify what the problem is, that's half the battle, but it's not easy sailing from that point. You have to, one, be able to identify the problem. I know when I have a lost day, I know exactly why. I'd say 9 times out of 10, it's not because I took a good trade and just didn't work out. 9 times out of 10, it's because I took a stupid trade. I didn't follow my rules. I oversized. I overtraded. You're done? You can play, that's fine. 100%. So, Adzi, it sounds, you say 100%. You know. Okay. So, if you know, this is where it gets hard because I'm about to lay down the truth. If you know the only one responsible is you and me, we are the only ones responsible. And I don't think we as adults were taught as children how to be patient and wait, how to sit in our hands, how to have delayed gratification. There was a study done on these kids who they sat these kids in front of candy on a table. You can put up, Ryan, if you are looking online or anything, grab that video. I know you know what I'm talking about. There's these kids that sat at these tables. They did a study of these kids and they put these donuts, this candy sitting in front of them. And they're like, okay, we're going to give you this candy, but actually we need you to wait a second. I have to run out and grab some other stuff. And when I come back, I'm going to give you, I think they did 2 types of studies. One is they just went to see if they could wait and be patient. The second one, they said, hey, you can have those donuts now, that one donut now, but if you wait, I'm going to give you 2 donuts. So literally, they filmed these kids as the adult leaves, and the kids are just sitting there. They're touching the donut. They're smelling the donut. And many of them end up eating the donut, not waiting for that second donut. And some of them waited for the second donut. Some of them didn't. Well, they did a follow-up study on where they were in their career, the success they had. And this is the results that they found. They found that the kids that were able to wait for that second donut, the kids that were able to say, no, I'm not going to eat what's right in front of me right now. I'm going to wait because I know there's something better on the other side of this waiting. Those people were more successful financially. They were better off economically because they had the patience. They were better off than those that took advantage of that, first donut right there, right then, right? They had this patience. They were willing to endure those feelings of, oh, I'm missing out. Oh, I want it now. Instant gratification. And they ended up being more successful. This directly applies to day trading. Your ability to say no, I'm going to wait for my specific model, or no, I'm only going to trade my model. No, I'm not going to take any momentum trades. No, I'm done for the day. I've already made my profit. No, I've already had my limited amount of losses that I'm allowed to take. I'm not going to take another one. Those people that are able to follow their own internal advice, those people that are willing to follow the own rules that they set for themselves, will become more successful. I have absolutely realized this, and I am determined to not overtrade. I am determined to follow my rules. I am determined to set specific rules for myself and follow them, because I know that if I can delay the gratification that I want of making money now, I know that I'll be successful later on. And hands down, once you experience it, you believe it. And I have experienced how delayed gratification turns into a benefit for me. So there's no doubt in my mind. So here we're hitting this breaker right now. Let's see how we react to this new day or new week opening gap right here. This is the blue line. Okay. An immediate reaction from it. I expect we come up into it. We also have a 15-minute fair value gap that's sitting right here. So we should run into that 15-minute fair value gap as well. That's a SIBI. So your ability to follow your own internal rules, here's what I'll say. That is more important than you making profit on a day. Follow my rules, make money. This is what you need to focus on right now. Forget about the money. Focus on following your rules and call that a successful day. If you have one loss, call it a day if that's what your rules are. You will have an allowable one loss. If your profit is $100 and you make it, call it a day. You're only willing to take 3 trades max, call it a day. You have to be able to follow your own rules. And if you can't do that, I promise you, you'll end up losing. I'm saying this from experience, guys. I'm saying this 100% from experience that happens. It's just, it is the secret to success. It is hands down the absolute secret to traders becoming successful. I remember when, I could go back and I could probably find a video of me from 2 years ago. You would see a price range like this. Okay, see this right here? See this price range? You would see 40 trades in here. For easily 30 to 40 trades. Trying to go long, going short, going up, going down. I would have freaking 30 trades in that price leg. Insane. Now I know better, and I'm anywhere from 2 to 10 trades in the day, not a price leg, 2 to 10 trades typically. And if I get a great, fantastic win on the first trade, oh, that feels so good. Your ability to walk away and say, oh, I've already made my profit, I'm going to be content. This is a spiritual principle. The Lord was convicting me the other day about learning to be content. Like, receive the profits that I'm going to give you. I'm not going to take profits anymore. I'm not looking at, I'm taking money out of the market. As a believer, I believe the Lord has given me the ability to produce wealth, and He provides for all of my needs according to His riches and glory. So my job is to receive. So I don't see myself taking money out of the market anymore. I see myself, hang on, I want to adjust this. I don't see myself taking money out of the market anymore. I see myself receiving the profits that the Lord has for me. And being content with what I have. So if I make $300, $400, $500, $1,000, and it's fantastic and I see another trade, do I have the discipline to stay out? Do I have that self-discipline to walk away, to say, I'm done for the day. I've made my trade. I'm not going to take another one. I'm happy with what I got. Do I have the spiritual characteristic of being content with what the Lord gave me? Can I be content with that? That is everything. Man, there's so much in this. So we reacted to this new week opening gap. We hit it. What did I say? I think that we'll run up to it, we'll tag it, and we'll see if what kind of reaction we have for it. We had a decent reaction from it. Now I do still think we're going to run up to this 15-minute. All right, let's see what people are saying. Adzi. Mine was simple. Revenge trading after a loss. Now I can accept a loss. Also rushing into past these challenges over and over again. So I look at my challenges a little bit differently. I look at the Apex eval accounts a little bit differently. I don't care if I fail them. I'm looking to pass them very quickly. And then it's my performance accounts that I care about. Doesn't matter how many losses I take now. I can walk away finally and go again. Nice. Diane, you said, I've been trying to learn this for 4 years And until I found ICT, it did not make sense. It comes down to who you follow. I've never blown an account because I knew I did not have the... I don't know what TR is for. I started with losses today, but waited and waited, then boom, back in profits. Amen. Now, Adzi, are you going to be content with what you got and walk away? That's the question. Are we going to be content and walk away from the trade, walk away from the screen, do something else, put your hand to a business, your job, other ways? Training, got it. I knew I did not have the training. Okay, that's called wisdom. And Diane, it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me that you haven't blown an account because you don't have a trading. There was a meme I saw on X, on Twitter, that was like, it showed you the comparison, how men respond when they blow an account, and how women respond when they blow an account. When a man responds when he blows an account, he gets into another contract and then shares his profit on how he made money. And then it showed a woman who blows an account, how they're devastated. They blow an account. Women are way more conservative when it comes to money, hands down. Men will just take risk after risk after risk. They'll blow account after account after account. So I think there's absolutely, you have some wisdom in knowing that you don't have the training. But if you do blow an account, it's okay. It's okay. It's part of the process of learning, especially as you start sizing up and you start doing larger trades. But kudos to you for being diligent on not blowing an account, trading small accounts, or trading small size, because most people want to make lots of money very fast, so they oversize too quickly. All right, so this move is still going up and up, man. Just to this high. Can you imagine this? If I took enough contracts, 118 handles, 116 handles. What a day, what a day. If you guys like what I've been sharing so far, I'd appreciate if you hit that like button. If you do me a solid, hit that like button. Also, if you do use Apex, they did extend, it seems, the 80% Apex sale. They never changed it. So I confirmed this morning. I bought myself an eval account just to make sure that it was working. Code DTJ will give you the best discount available. Whether it's 90% off, 80% off, DTJ will always give you the best discount out there. So there you go. I'm just curious, guys, for those sitting here watching, if I was to make another video, I have a couple ideas of videos that I want to make. What topic would you want to see in a video? What topic would you want to see in a separate video? Not a live stream, but a video. I need to make another video to put on my channel. And my last two videos were fair value gaps and inversion fair value gaps. What would you guys want to see? What would you want to see? I'll be right back. I'm going to use the restroom here real quick. Is that working? There it is. Okay, we're back. All right, I'm going to switch over to an eval account here. I've done all the trading that I want for the day, but I'm going to. We're gonna see if we can pass an eval account today. All right, we're going. Let's put this on the screen for those watching here. All right, we're doing a 50K eval challenge. We're going to start one here. Why not? Why not? 50K eval challenge. Here we go. Can I group these? Or just making this purdy? Okay, I don't like that we didn't hit this 15-minute Sibby right now. We made equal highs to it. So any type of short, I'm not interested. All right, so here we go. Let's see what we got. That's not what I wanted. I don't know why that keeps moving. Stop moving. You know what? That's what I need to do. Let's put it over here. Good morning, Wilhelm. I'm waiting for this to hit. We're doing a 50K challenge. I'm doing some of this stuff is just annoying here. Visibility, let's just do that on the 1 minute or on the 5 minute. All right, I think finally, there we go. All right, so we just tapped into that 5 minute or the 15 minute. I don't know why that keeps doing this. Why do I got so many of these? We really want to see what kind of reaction we're going to get from up here. We have relatively equal highs. We barely swept this, but we tagged into this 15 minute. We have semi relatively equal lows here, or low resistance liquidity on the 1 minute. And we're very bullish on the 1 hour. We got 10 minutes left on the 1 hour. We never came back down to these equal lows down on the bottom. We have a Thursday new day opening gap that's sitting there right now. That may be attacked later. We'll see. But right now we are in the new week opening gap. Today's Thursday. And this is the high, this is the low of the new week opening gap here. We're in the macro time. It's 10:50. We're going to see if we can pass an eval account here today. Now, I am starting at, this is a brand new account. There's nothing on it. And we are starting at 11 o'clock. So, I don't know if I want to be on here that long to try to get it to pass. So, we'll see if we can get a trade or two set up in there for us to take. Quick solutions. I'll take that. See if we can put that in something into a video. We have this 2 minute sitting right here, 2 minute single fair value gap. Because we're into a 15 minute, I'm okay with price moving the other direction, at least having some type of reaction. I would consider this as an opportunity. But the 1 minute I don't like. There's just, And I'm not even convinced the 2 minute, because there's a 1 minute that's lower. So you could close on the 2 minute here and it react on this 1 minute time frame. So I'm not a fan of that either. We could play this game of going long in fair value gaps, because that's literally what's been going on here for the last 45 minutes. I just personally, I mean, even, let's go to the 15 minute here. I want to show you, oh no, that's not the hour. That's the hourly. Here's the hourly, guys. Let me show you something here. Even though, so we have the previous week low sitting up here. We have a daily bearish order block sitting right here. And we have triple equal highs sitting right here. We also have this 4-hour fair value gap that's sitting right above the triple equal highs. There's reason for us to go higher. I'm just not sure if that's what we're going to do, because we could very easily find resistance inside this new week opening gap and then move lower. So I need a little more context to see where we're going to go on a higher time frame. If we drop down to the 15 minute, we are reacting to the last 15 minute fair value gap before these highs. And we're going to close in 5 minutes. So let's see where we close on this 15 minute in 5 minutes. That will be also the close of the hourly. And the hourly more than likely is going to inverse this last hourly fair value gap. And the 4-hour is 3 hours, so irrelevant for us right now. And then the 5 minute looks like this. I want to see this close beneath. I want to see this 5 minute close beneath this green 5 minute candle. We do have a 5 minute order fair value gap sitting right here though. So here's the thing. Anytime I have a change in state of delivery on the 5 minute, if that change in state of delivery happens and delivers into a 5 minute fair value gap, I want to wait for another order block to form and for that order block to be violated, giving us another 5 minute change in state of delivery. So I need to see this twice because of this fair value gap. In other words, it would look like this. If this closes below, like right here, and then I would want to see it make another order block coming higher and then break below it, making this another change in state of delivery right here. It could be lower, it could be down here, but I'm just giving this as an illustration. That'd be a change in state of delivery. And then I would be looking for an entry up in this area right here, then to move lower. That's what I would look for. That is the idea that I would be interested in. Assuming we find this resistance on this 15 minute. So a lot of things have to play out for me to be interested in something. For a bigger move, you could take smaller moves here. You could play the inversion of this. This would be a 1 minute inversion that would qualify as an inversion setup. You said, let me ask, since the highest common time frame between the regular trading hours and the electric chart is the 30-minute time frame, why regard anything higher than the 30-minute aside from the daily, weekly, and monthly? Here's why. Let's go to the 1 hour. Assuming we break this fair, let me give you an actual example that played out here. All right, here's an example right here. Look at this price action right here. This price action is on the hourly and we run up higher, as you can see right here. When we violate, which we haven't yet, when we violate this fair value gap, we should run higher. If we don't violate it, we should potentially run lower. If we run lower because of this fair value gap, how low could we go? Well, I would be looking for the hourly to come back down here before it runs this high. If we play this out, we close above this fair value gap, telling me there's a high probability we're going to run this high. However, I look for the hourly fair value gaps as draws on liquidity to give it the energy to move higher. So in this case, what do? Do we run this high right away? No. We turn and run the other direction, and we eventually fill this 1 hour fair value gap. It could have been this one. It could have been this one. Just happens to be this one. And then it turns and runs the other direction. Does it run this high? No, but it grabs the liquidity here and makes a higher move. So I look for the hourly and 4 hour fair value gaps as potential draws on liquidity to tell me where it could move down to give it the energy to move higher, or move up to give it the energy to move lower. That's how I use the higher time frames. Does that Lescan, tell me if that answers your question. Hopefully that's clear. The regular trading starts at 9:30, 6 p.m. The tops will never be common. Circle structure, if price closes below the 5-minute fair value gap without doing the leg higher before as you draw it, do you also consider it a change in state of delivery? The answer is yes, I do. However, I have become, oh wait, that's why. Let's remove this. I do, but I have found that when you have a fair value gap, it can find support here and continue higher. So I just like that extra confirmation that we are in fact moving lower, but it still can violate this 5-minute and just drop. It has before, but when I'm looking in context to a potential entry, that's what I like to see is for a second 5-minute order block to form for us to move lower on. Yes, it's a lower trade. That's how I look at it. Sometimes the formations don't even show up when I get that second order block formation, but you can absolutely call this a change in state of delivery. We just don't know how long. Is it a change in state of delivery for the next 5-10 minutes, or is it a change in state of delivery that's now running lower? I like that second order block to form to give me more confidence that we are moving lower. And many times on these bigger moves, it also forces me to be patient, right? If we get an aggressive move lower on this candle, it's very easy to be impatient and feeling like you're going to miss out on an opportunity. So I just found waiting for that second order block for a larger move lower just helps me sit and be patient instead of jumping into something. It is it is absolutely subjective. Everything that you see in the charts is somebody's opinion. It is. And you just have to find what your niche is, back test it, and become confident in it. No, I do not use any indicators quick solution. The main reason is I want to put them, not all fair value gaps are created equal, and I want to put on the charts the ones that I want to focus on. I want to put on the charts what I'm going to focus on for the day. I want to take off what I want. I just manually requires me to be more involved in it. Good morning, Deborah. Like this. I've been watching this 1 minute. I've seen it react twice. There's a chance that if we close below this, we should run for these lows. So that would be a 15 handle run. And if we go into this 5-minute fair value gap, that's a 23 handle run. To be honest, I kind of like this. The risk is relatively small with just 11 handles. I would be willing to consider that. We just hit 11 o'clock. Now, as you can see on the screen, I'm trading an eval account. No, I'm just doing an eval account. I'm done trading my personal and my performance accounts. And I decided to add an account. And if you weren't here, I did not have a good day on Tuesday. I traded in the afternoon. I trade way better when I'm on stream. I'm not gonna lie. It keeps me accountable, and I like the accountability. You make dumb trades, stupid trades when you're by yourself because you're like, oh, let's just click it and find out. Click, click, click. I'm interested in this, guys. I would consider this. The more touches we make into here, the more I like it. But I can tell you I'd want to see an aggressive candle. I wouldn't want us to tick, 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 and then barely break below. I don't like that. I would rather be up here and have a large candle close below it. Even if we went long, even if it goes long and it goes higher right here, I would not want to take any entries. If I'm going to go long, I need it to sweep lower. I guess it did a little bit right here and respected this 1 minute, so we could see a higher move. But honestly, I wanted to see it come into this 5-minute fair value gap. I would like to take a short into this 5-minute, assuming we go back up. Okay, I like this potential displacement. Let's see if we close below on this candle. I would take that. Doesn't look like it's going to give it to us. I would take it on the next candle too. If it goes on this candle, I'd take it. Break even would be right here at 15 handles. Take profit, your first TP would be here as well. I would be targeting this at 24 handles. Soon. I made a comment yesterday on stream about that. I will be starting a Discord. My goal is when I have about 75 to 100 people on stream on YouTube, I probably will move over to a Discord. Let me look back at that comment. Let me dig into it a little bit more. I'm watching to see if this is going to be a trade first, and then I'll check it out. Thanks for clarifying. I may have misunderstood what you're asking or what you're stating. Okay, I don't want it to run without me. That's the worst. We want to close right here. And our stop loss would be here. We would close our trade if we close above it. So 11 seconds. Let's see what we get here. Now that we have another swing low right here, an internal swing low, our stop would need to be moved to break even when we hit this level here. Okay, give me a second here, guys. So when I see price like this, it's trending lower like this, low high, low high, lower low, lower high, and it does this. If we get our first move this way, if we see price run aggressively this way, I would want to get out fairly quickly. When we hit this 5 minute, I would want to be out because there's a good chance that it's going to run this low resistance liquidity. So we could see price run the other direction. That's what you could see. And that's very... Now you also could see the opposite. You may run this first and then run the other direction. Oh, don't go without me here. Okay, I got in for that. I'm going to take 2 off right here. See how it ran already pretty low. It grabbed this low right here. So technically your stop should have been at break even, and I would have to be at break even as well. I'm looking for it to run this low, and then I'm going to manually close the last 2. I'll put it down here for right now. Come on and hit. I'm going to move my stop to break even as soon as it hits that low. Stops to break even. All right, it grabbed my second target. There we go. So what did we get on that? We got 24 handles on the first sell for 2 contracts, and we got 38 handles on the second 2 contracts. Did you guys see that? There we go. Win-win. So on just those 2, on that trade, I am up $1,600. $1,600 on one trade. We are halfway to passing this account. Now, we closed below this 5-minute on the 1-minute, but that means nothing to me right now. I want to see where this 5-minute closes. If we close below this, going back to somebody asked that question. I think it was 123 Solutions, Quick Solutions. If we close below this, I would not care about having that second order block. I do care about this level right here as a breaker. Diane, I do copy trade. I'm done on that account for today. Unfortunately, on Tuesday, I made 2 trades that were just stupid, to be honest. And I brought both of those that were in profits and drawdown. So I'm slowing down on the excuse me, on those 2 accounts, and I'm reducing my size and just building those back up to then start trading them again, because they're forever accounts, meaning I do a one-time lifetime fee and I'm not paying monthly on them, so I don't want to lose them. So even though they're in drawdown, I'll work them back out. So I'm watching this breaker. I'm not taking it into the stab. I want to see a 1-minute change in state of delivery. I want to see how it reacts here. Sometimes you miss it by waiting for that 1-minute change in state of delivery, like right there. See how it came up into it and then just retraced right away? Those are the opportunities I miss by requiring a 1-minute change in state of delivery, because that would have been just 10, 20 handles right there. I'm jumping into this real quick. That was a major reaction. Let's see if it actually runs for me. Oh, don't be dirty to me. Come on. Nope. I think I'm going to get out and take this loss here, guys. That was an emotional jump in. Because what did I say? It hits this breaker and you miss those opportunities. Those suck. I tend to take a little more risky trades when it comes to my eval accounts, guys. So that took my profits down to $300. So I'm up $300. And then it does this. It's going to do that. This is where you have to refrain from chasing right here. Everything in me it was like, oh, it's going to go down again. I'm going to wait till it comes back up here and maybe even tap into this inversion, or you have this 1-minute fair value gap sitting right there in line with the breaker. We'll wait for it to come back up to this level and we'll look at going short. So because I emotionally traded, I just lost most of my profit that I made on that first trade. Because this is what I was afraid of. But then this candle wicks me out and I'm like, I got in emotionally, and then it drops after that. This is this is why chasing is so dangerous. I had the right idea. Wouldn't you agree? My idea was, well, we hit this level, man, it already retraced a ton. Oh, this is going to go without me. Let's get in and go short. The next candle runs 15 handles against me, and I already came into the trade emotional. So logically, I had to say to myself, you have to get out of this because you're in this emotionally already. And you don't want to emotionally hold and then lose the account. So then I get out, and then it continues the move. It's those things that you, when those things happen, it's just like, come on. Yeah, no, you're 100% right there, Surgical Striker. If I had one contract, it wouldn't have been a big deal. And after you have a win, honestly, you probably should. It was just an eval account, and I'm like, not a big deal. I think that mentality is not necessarily the best to have. I agree with you, Deborah. That's what I'm seeing. I'm waiting for the retracement back up here, though. The thing you have to be careful back, though, is if we get that retracement back up here or back up to this breaker, if we inverse this, look what we have right here. We have a nice low resistance liquidity. We closed under this 5-minute. Let's see what we got on the 15-minute. So 15-minute, we have the change in state of delivery right here. So let's see this come back up into it on the 15-minute. I want to see this 15-minute come back up to it. Do you see how this 15-minute order block, also a change in state of delivery, also is the breaker? This is a key insight to understand. This is how you look at higher time frame order flow, and you can begin to point out where potential breakers are going to be. So I do like this breaker. It showed up on the 1 minute. Let's see if we can get it on the 15-minute here for a move lower, potentially coming up to this fair value gap. I like that candle. I'm going to build my position into this one because I'm probably going to take it on my first stab. The first stab into this fair value gap, I will take a position. But I'm going to do a smaller position until I know that we are finding resistance and we're not just going to blow right through it. If we blow right through it, then I can close the position. I'm going to take one position at that breaker with the expectation it's coming up here. But in case it just wants to be super heavy and drop, at least I have a position. We want to find resistance here. We do not want this to close above. If we close above this, I honestly should reverse my position. Closed in it. Does look bullish right now. That's why I just have one contract. I'm going to push this just a little bit above these equal highs in case it just wants to wick these equal highs and come back down. All right, so we have a BPR that's forming right here on the 5-minute. This is very bullish. I'm not looking to take any others short to average down my position because I think this is looking bullish. We just swept that high. If it's not going to drop here, it's going to stop me out. What's a BPR? A balanced price range. This 5-minute candle lower and a 5-minute candle higher with 1 or 2 candles between is a BPR. It's a balanced price range. It's a high probability that it does not go below this. I'm going to get stopped out here, guys. That's what it's looking like. There it is. So do you see why you have to be careful on where you take these low position or these breaker positions, because it could just keep going. This is I was willing to take one here. That's fine. But waiting for that 1-minute change in state of delivery can be very helpful in preventing you from taking an unnecessary loss. Looks like we're going to run these. 15-minute redelivery from this fair value gap right here. We have 2 minutes. We'll see if this candle closes above this 15-minute down close candle. If it does, this turns this into an order block. If that turns that into an order block, this is the second stage reaccumulation of a market maker sell model. Consolidation, reaccumulation, second stage reaccumulation. Smart money reversal would be up here somewhere with maybe the next day or two for our sell side delivery. So I'm beginning to see the stages of a market maker sell model. We're on the buy side delivery right now. So if we close above this 15-minute, that would confirm it with me. So, excuse me, for those of you that are joining and see I'm doing we're doing this 50K challenge here right now, I want you guys to note that I am not taking any live trades on my accounts because I'm already green on all of those and I'm up nicely and I don't want to overtrade. So I will put all of my performance accounts, my cash accounts, I've closed those already. I'm trading in a way now where I'm keeping myself from getting in those accounts. This is one of those ways. Now, you may be in a different position where you're like, well, I need my eval accounts. That's totally fine. You should not be taking every trade that I take that I'm putting on the screen then, because I'm in a different place for my trading. I'm not waiting. I'm willing to take B plus setups instead of waiting for just the A plus setup, right? I should have waited. If this was my live account, I would have waited for a change in state of delivery right here to take this short. That's what I would have done on my live account. But I, knowing it was my eval account, was willing to do one contract here, see if we change directions here, and then average down my position. Well, it didn't happen. So you just got to understand that every trader is in their own position, and you have to make decisions for yourself on how you're going to handle these trades. Okay? I like these equal highs right here. Let's see if there's a 30-second. There's a 30-second right here. This would be an easy trade to take. It's not an A plus setup. This would be like a B plus setup because we're not redelivering from anything. We are bouncing off this inversion this 1 minute inversion fair value gap. But closing above this, you can move your stop to break even fairly quickly and target these highs. So just for educational purposes, I'll explain what I mean, but this may not be a winning trade. Okay, so we're going to look for this break above and a close above, and we're going to take a position, and we're going to get our stops set up very quickly. 5 seconds. 2, 1, no close above. There's not a close above this fair value gap. Okay? $438. I think that's too high. See how it's going right now? We are waiting for the 30-second close right here, and we are going to take a long. And it went without us. Okay? We were just simply going to target this high right here. That's all we were trying to do. I was looking at this as a manipulation into this 1 minute inversion fair value gap. It found support at the consequent encroachment, and I was waiting for a close above this 30-second fair value gap, and we did, but it ran the high before we got there. So that would have, if it would have played out, that would have been a 18 handle win, right? So no trade. But do you see how I took this information? I saw this 30-second or 1 minute inversion gap. It came back down into it, And as soon as it found support and I had this large candle, I went into a smaller time frame to see if we had a fair value gap that we could inverse to go towards this high. It's not an A plus setup, it's a B plus setup, but this B plus setup worked out. And it had equal highs here. We still have equal highs, relatively equal highs. So there's still an opportunity for it to hit this high right there. But that's how you can start reading price action more. Or just how you can use it. So if you were looking at the 18,438, no, I think you're too high at that point. What? Okay. I think I understand where you're coming from, Deborah. What I'm referring to is order flow. I have two things. There's order flow and then there's entry opportunities. This close above this 15-minute candle tells me that order flow is probably going in this direction. It does not mean I'm taking a long to target these highs. It means now I'm not looking for a short, but on a lower time frame, I'm going to look for a long opportunity that presents itself now that the 15-minute candle has closed above that fair value gap. That's all it means. We do not go long when that happens. We're honestly in premium right now. This is premium from this price leg. But we're assuming that we could go towards these equal highs in this 4 hour. So we are looking for some type of retracement after we close above that 15-minute. That could give us a breaker. That could give us an inversion fair value gap towards the highs. This was a small micro example of that prior to it closing above this 15-minute high. Because what happened? We ran this high right here. It was aggressive. But then after we closed above it, we're just now consolidating again. So you have to understand the difference between order flow and entry opportunities. This also just could be a smaller breaker moving to the downside because we haven't broken above this 15-minute yet. That 15-minute candle did not close. We still got 10 minutes on this next 15-minute, right? So multiple things, it's a lot that just takes time to put in its proper place. And you only get that by sitting in front of the charts day after day after day after day, doing this over and over again. Now this right here, if you were looking at this fair value gap going short, I don't like it. It's way too small. Hey guys, if you're on the stream, hit that like button for me. I've been streaming for almost 2 hours and it's free. I would greatly appreciate it. And like I said, Deborah, earlier, I plan on doing a Discord, but it needs to be worth it for me. And worth it means more people, to be honest. So I'm looking for my live streams to be around 100 people, and I'll consider opening a Discord because I really do want to talk with people throughout the day because I'm in front of my computer most days. And so I would love to chat with people, have different channels for different topics and so forth, and be able to live stream without the 20-30 second delay that YouTube has. All right, this is a breaker, but I'm not a fan of it. It doesn't mean you can't take it, but we didn't redeliver from this high. We didn't take liquidity. We stopped in the middle of this run. We are in a 15-minute fair value gap, but I just don't like it as much. Thanks, Deborah. Thanks for hanging out with the month. Interstellar, I appreciate you doing that 2 hours ago. Thank you, my friend. Lescan, who screams when you talk about screaming? I mean, I'm thinking of the people that I've watched on stream. Patrick, he screams from time to time. I don't like his foul language, to be honest. He cusses way too much. I don't like how he puts down people. I don't like when streamers start. It's inevitable. If you're on stream, you're going to get mean comments. Comments are going to be, "You suck as a trader. Can you stream? How can you charge people money?" You're going to get that. But I don't like when streamers in return diss them as well. I refuse to do that. I mean, to me, it shows character. It shows your character, how you respond when people are doing it to you. I've gone on a couple, and I don't like it at all. I'd rather just say, "Hey, man, don't appreciate it. That's not going to be this environment here. Either you cut it out now, or you're out." Relatively equal highs. I'd rather see a long here, but we don't have any long entries. Do we have one on the 30-second? We have a small 30-second right here that we could play to these equal highs. I just don't like how high we are, especially since we haven't broken above this. We came back up to the original breaker. You see that? Here's the original breaker, high, low, higher, high. I'm looking at the bodies. Breakers right here. Fair value gap right here. We run into that and we move lower. This is probably going to drop here. Three-minute has a breaker right here. Or excuse me, an inversion to the downside. Yeah, but he's the man. I tell you, that's where I learn all my stuff from. I understand what you're saying, and it does get old. So if you guys want, what I'm doing now is I do listen to all his stuff still, but on X, I'm posting a summary of all his videos. They're bullet points, so you can just jump to specific locations in the video. You can find that on I just posted lecture number 2 that he did. He just finished lecture 3 today, I believe, or lecture 4 or something. But I just posted lecture number 3. So I've done number 2 and number 3, and I'll keep doing that if people like it, if people are going to use it. I'll keep doing that, but I do watch all of his stuff still. Here's a breaker entry right here. I'm going to take it. Watching this order block right here. See if we close above it. Thanks, Lescan. I appreciate it. All right, where are we closing? All right, we closed above it. That's not good. I don't like that. But let's see. We're still in this. I like this move, but we still have 40 seconds left on the time for this 1 minute. So it's like if this was with 10 seconds left, that's nice because you can still get this retracement back if you have a bunch of time on the clock. So it's just, I've just learned to not be excited when I see a big push down. Honestly, it scares me a little bit because you don't want to see a big push right when a new candle opens and then it stops because you get this right here. See how it retraced all of that move initially? This is order flow that just I don't like to see, and it makes me want to get out of the trade. The only thing holding me in this trade is this new week opening gap being right there, and we were respecting it on this. See, I don't like that. I think I'm gonna, I mean, it's still, we're still inside the breaker. That's the thing. This is the breaker right here. This whole thing is the breaker. It's just so large. You know what? I think I'm going against what I think my bias is, if I'm completely honest with you guys. I still think we have higher to go. So if we can get a win out of this, I'll take the win, but I think I'm going against my bias. I'm looking for this low. And I'm not willing for it to go back against me, so I have my stop to break even. So if it taps me out, it taps me out. I'd rather be a break even trade than a loss. All right, there's the tap to break even. It should have ran that. When you have that, it should have ran it. And it could absolutely do it here, but it's going to stop me out when you have your stop at break even. We have about 13 minutes before news, or before noon. Here's my my ID, or here's my user tag on X. We might run these right here. We still have this 3 minute to the downside. If we see lower prices from here, this could be the smart money reversal. Where are you posting summaries of recent ITC on X? Here's my profile. That's my profile. This was a lower probability breaker. Why? Because we really didn't deliver higher. It's lower. I don't like it. The only reason I was considering it is because it was redelivering off of a higher breaker right here. So let's see where this closes. If we get a close below, are we on the 3 minute? What's the 3 minute here? We got 59 seconds. So let's see where this 3 minute closes. Thanks, Lescan. Look at that. Look at that reaction. What does that look on the 30-second? Not even an option there. Wow. Crazy. This is probably going to be a run on liquidity here. I'm going to take an emotional long here. This is quite the reaction. We don't have a fair value gap to prove it, but we're going to see what happens here. I'll get out quick if it just drops. But this is a very large drop and a large move. I think I might go heavy on this too. I'm willing to just see if I can get something on this right here. I want to see where this candle, what this candle does before I go heavy. Again, eval account, this is not the way I trade. This is not the way I trade with live accounts. Please, please, please recognize that. All right, out of the position, I'm looking for these equal highs to be ran right there. I want these equal highs to be hit, so I got the heavier position. Looking for these equal highs to run right there. That's what I'm betting on, is that we're going to hit those highs and I'm going to take the size off. That's what I'm looking for. And if it doesn't get me, I'm probably lose the account, because this is a large position. There it is right there. Sell. Still got one left. Back to my original size that I'm holding. We still made equal highs there. We never actually grabbed it. Let's do it one more time. Come on, hit it for me. There it is. All right, sold those 5 contracts again. Still back down to that 1 contract. It's giving us another equal high here, but let's see if it, I might just close this position because that was a good. We have, again, more equal highs sitting right here. We're just literally tapping into it. I'm not going to add again. I don't want to push my luck. We got more here. Okay, I like that close there. It's 47 seconds still. 40 seconds. Okay, I added one more contract. I'm going to see if we push towards these highs right here. That's what I'm looking for. This has to close green. If it closes red, I'm out. Okay, expect some type of drop here, but I want to see it run. Ideally, I want it to run this level here for another contract sold. And then I'll have one runner left for a higher move into the noon, which could be up here. If we close red, I will sell the positions. It looks like it might do that. Okay, hit this high. I'll take one position off. Still have one contract left if it hits it. I'm in the trade. Okay, so close green. We're still looking for this high right here for one contract off. There's one position left. I'm down to one position left. I'm looking to hold this. I'll move stop to break even, which it could easily get stopped out, but I'm okay with that. I want to see if this can run and see how high it will go. And not very high because I got stopped out. All right, there it is. I recovered some of my losses. I'm back up to $800. Back up to $800. So I think what we're going to do here is I'm going to continue this this 5K, or excuse me, this 50K challenge tomorrow. I'm going to be done trading today. I will not trade this account until tomorrow, and we'll get back on it tomorrow. Our goal is to pass it, and we'll go from here. We're in some consolidation here. We're right at noon. We should run these highs at noon. I mean, by noon. So it wouldn't surprise me if we run this high right now. But I just got stopped out with my final contract because I didn't want it to go to break. I didn't want to take a loss on it. So I moved my stop to break even, stops me out, and then it's probably going to run it here. And it probably would run that high too. So we're going to be done for today. We'll get back on tomorrow. Thanks for joining, guys. I appreciate you being here. Hit that like button if you want to use DTJ for an Apex account. If you already use Apex, I would greatly appreciate it. Supports the channel, supports me doing more of these.